What's up, Rio Rancho? It's Kevin Hendricks, editor of the paper in Rio Rancho, which is now on newsstands at multiple locations in the city. I'm here with Alexandria Piland. Everybody knows her. She ran for mayor, had quite a campaign, and we were here at the block. I just saw you here on Friday for a cool little fundraiser. It was nice.
Absolutely. We had a drag queen bingo fundraiser for Pride. The proceeds went to Pride. The group came in and we raised $3,700, and half of that goes to the group for their expenses. You know, they have to print the bingo cards and bring the dabbers for bingo and,
Yeah.
bringing all their stuff here. And we're going to have another one on the 13th of May.
Oh, cool.
Same place, same time, 7 to 9. So that's really exciting. And we are approaching our goal for fundraising.
Yeah.
We're doing really well. So Pride is happening June 6th in Rio Rancho.
June 6th in Rio Rancho. Be there. Haynes Park, correct?
Haynes Park, yes. And it's not a parade. It's more like our Juneteenth, which has been wildly successful.
Yeah.
If you haven't been to the Juneteenth, come out. It's around the 19th. I'm not sure the day this time, but it's around the 19th of June, and it celebrates the emancipation by Abraham Lincoln. So please consider Juneteenth. Come out for Pride. It's going to be fun. Come on up to Rio Rancho.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first Pride ever in Sandoval County, first Pride event ever. You've been part of the planning committee on that, but while you're planning that, you ran for mayor.
Yes, I did. I did.
What was that like? What was the campaign like? All the stress, the social media people being mean, everything.
Yeah.
What was it like?
So, for the most part, it was incredibly wonderful. It was, I learned a lot about my city. I've lived here for 30 years. I moved here in 1996.
Oh, wow.
And so I learned about our city, and I learned about some of the businesses and some of the challenges, and I met a lot of really, really wonderful people. So it was fabulous. Yes, there are some naysayers. There are some people who attack you. But it's usually through social media. Very few people will say anything to your face, which is, whatever. It is what it is. But to put yourself out there takes a lot of effort and energy. And I was happy to do it because I think that we have opened some really important discussions in our city. And I hope our new mayor is going to consider some of the issues that we've brought about.
What were some of those issues that you heard while you were out campaigning?
The number one issue, you would think it was roads or water. I would say the infrastructure is number 2. The number one issue is lack of transparency. So let me give you an example. We had somebody contact us. We had a lot of people contacting the campaign saying, I have this problem, I have that problem. And of course we would try to resolve the issue or at least get them information, okay? So we had somebody contact us about a water leak that had been going on quite a while in North Hills. So we went out and we looked at it. We had to verify it. We followed it down, 4 blocks. It's a lot of water. And then there was a puddle in the arroyo. And so we put that on social media. And then one of the city councilors sent me a message saying, I don't want people to think the city's not working. I know you're running for office, but stop. We don't want.
Wow.
So I was like, well, the people think the city's not working because the city isn't reaching out and there's no dialogue between the people who are making the decisions, who are representing people, who should be contacting the people, and there's not enough of a dialogue going on. And that was the number one issue. And when I sat down with Corrine Rios, who was also a candidate the first go-round, the 2 of us are diametrically opposed, politically speaking. But she had that same concern, so that was a middle ground where everybody could meet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you made a friend that you probably wouldn't have made through the campaign. You ran a really clean campaign. You didn't have anything bad to say about Paul Weimer. He didn't have a lot to say bad about you, and those are rare these days. I was actually talking to Jay Block, Senator Jay Block, this morning, and he told me to compliment you on running a clean campaign. So I know that's something that you want to hear.
It's interesting, yeah.
But talk about the attack ads and all that everybody does now. Was that important to you to just keep it civil?
Yeah. So first of all, no matter what, my team and my campaign, we consider ourselves winners because we were out in the community, we were helping people, we did bring about issues, and we don't believe in punching at all. Punching down never helps, and punching, it's just not a thing that you do.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of the stuff going on throughout the state and nationally, and I don't think it's necessary. I just don't think it's necessary. Mayor Weimer, or Mayor-elect, he'll be Mayor Weimer on the 1st, which is Friday. Mayor-elect Weimer is a nice man. But we don't always agree on everything. And so I think we keep it civil and we keep focused and we keep in mind what's best for the citizens in our community.
And we talked about your campaign, and it didn't work out the way you wanted to on runoff night. Before the votes started coming, you told me you're not going to run for anything ever again. Is that still the case?
So that's a really bad time to ask somebody that.
Yeah, their timing was off. I admit that.
But I didn't think I was going to run for this, and I actively searched for a candidate for mayor for a good 10 months prior to, and we thought we had someone, and he said yes, and then he said no, and then he said yes, then he said no, and I was like just beating the bushes trying to find a candidate who had democratic values. And finally, I sat down with Golden Hour campaign team, my campaign management team, and I said, we need this and this and this and this, and they said, well, that's you. And they said, you have to do it. So that's how that happened. It was truly a call to service. Yeah.
And would you like to stay connected to politics, to local government in Rio Rancho, or what's next for Alexandria Piland?
Well, first of all, my first, I come to politics from my union, right? And so that's always, organizing has been a passion of mine for a couple decades now. So I will continue to serve my party and my county. We're also trying to help with some of the people who are hungry in our community, because it's, to me, criminal. One of the things we heard about during the campaign was a woman who had to take an Uber to get to the food bank, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do, there is a wonderful woman, Jessie Bennett, up in Northern Meadows, and she and I are trying to get some food bank drop-off locations.
Okay.
So we're meeting with Storehouse actually tomorrow. I've already talked to them once. We donated quite a bit of food to them.
Great.
And so we're trying to help with that, with the food insecurity. And of course, I'm going to continue to organize and work for candidates whom I believe in.
Okay.
In whom I believe, sorry.
That's fine.
All right.
City of Rio Rancho does need a city councilor to replace Paul Weimer, and I believe that's your district. Any interest in that?
No.
No, go.
Yeah.
Had to ask.
Oh, well, first of all, I can't believe that the council would support that, because that would be 3-3, and the council, although they say they're nonpartisan, they're incredibly partisan, so they would never approve me being appointed. And I don't think that Mayor-elect Weimer would appoint me anyway.
That makes sense. And
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it is nonpartisan. There's not R's and D's next to people's name in these elections in Rio Rancho when you vote. But everybody knew you're a Democrat from your connection to the party in Sandoval County. How do you think that made it more difficult for you in Rio Rancho? Is it harder for a Democrat to get elected in this city?
Yeah, it is harder for a Democrat to get elected, because they start to turn away from the practicalities and the actual job of running the city, of being a mayor, a weak mayor such as it is, and they start looking at social issues that the mayor cannot have anything to do with anyway.
Right.
And so that kind of muddies the waters. One of the things that I kept hearing from some of the not so nice people, they would send me emails and comment on social media and what have you, is don't Albuquerque my Rio Rancho, which I think is laughable, because it's being done.
Yeah.
Just look around at the development. And, we talk about gross receipts tax, but I don't see the businesses coming in. I see housing. And then there's this constant issue of gross receipts tax bleed. And so those are the kinds of things that it's already happening. And we had a promise of continuing the status quo. So it's going to continue.
Yeah.
And so there we are. It's going to happen whether you like it or not.
That's where we are, Rio Rancho. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. Anything else
Absolutely.
you want to tell the people?
What else do I want to
think
tell
we
the
hit
people?
it.
Keep an eye out for the Democratic Party of Sandoval County. We're going to do some great things, and we're going to help with Keep Rio Rancho Beautiful on the 9th, I believe, and we're going out to clean up in Cuba on the 2nd, and we're going to be out at San Felipe Pueblo on the 1st for Feast. So stop by our booth and say hello.
There's a lot going on, and we'll be covering all that at riorancho.news.